Welcome to Class 5, the first of 3 videos that you'll get. Class 5 video questions, you will get that in class. There are really 3 very important questions that you will continue to see, and I will guarantee you on next quiz or coming up in the future, quizzes or tests, these will be an assessment, so I want to make sure you know how to do them. So for number 1, what is the inside diameter of a pipe with an outside diameter of 5.5 if the wall thickness is 5/8? Key here is we have to remember that the pipe has 2 walls. And you know by now my pictures aren't great, but this question is telling us the outside diameter. So from here to here is 5.5 inches. This little piece from here to here is 5/8. And this piece over here is 5/8, and we're looking for that inside piece. So we have to take 5.5, and we subtract 5/8 off of there twice, okay? You have the option, you can add that 5/8 plus 5/8 and then take it off 5.5, however you want to do it, right? I'd say at this point, you can still work them out, but when we get into something like this, you can use your ABC button, okay? The next one was on a class assignment, and I didn't mark it wrong for anyone because I didn't go over it before I gave it to you. And again, it's a wordy question, and it is quite important. As a plumber, when you get into some fixture spacing, how we figure this one out here is really important. So, a strip of steel is to have 15 equally spaced holes 1.5 inch apart on center. If the center lines of the first and last hole are 1 3/4 from each end, and the holes are drilled in a straight line, what is the total length of the strip of steel required? So when we read our questions and we see the word total, we know we're going to have to add some things up. So, we have to make this thing, and we know that it starts 1 3/4 inches in on this end, and it starts 1 3/4 inches on this end. So we know we need that much material so far. We need 15 equally spaced holes, okay? The first hole starts right there, okay? Now, this part where it says the equally spaced holes are 1.5 inch apart on center. What that means, from the center of this hole to the center of this one is 1 1/2 inches. So from here to here is 1/2 inches. The trick to this question, if we were to draw out 15 holes, we would only have 14 spaces between them. So to figure this one out, it's 14 times 1.5, because that's the space between them, right? And then we have to take in the 2 pieces at each end. It would be 1 3/4 times 2. And when you get those 2 numbers, you add them together, because remember we read in the question total. So there's a couple of different steps here, but the key to this one, if we need 15 holes drilled, there will only be 14 spaces between them as it goes center to center, okay? Takes you a little while to get your head around that, but as I said, when you get into some fixture spacing, it'll make a little bit more sense. Guarantee you test 1, whenever it is, there will be one of those questions on it. Hey, one more. So on a shop drawing, 3/4 inch represents a distance of 1 foot. How long of a line on the drawing will be used to represent a distance of 22.5 feet? So when you get this piece of paper in front of you, we're going to underline this part of the question, how long of a line? We're just figuring out how long of a line on the blueprint. You get some crazy number like 87, got to rethink that a little bit because we're just looking for the line that's on a piece of paper, basically. So, on that blueprint, 3/4 inch is really 1 foot of material. We know that we have 22.5 feet of material. So it's just going to be 22.5 times 3/4. That will give us the length of the line on the drawing. Okay? So the first sheet you have to do is it's titled Class 5 Warm-Up. You do need to hand it in, and there might even be a beer question there. So again, you know how to get a hold of me if you're in the building. Stop by room 104. You know to email during school hours if it's a day that you're not here. If you need to set up some face-to-face time, you need to let me know and we can work something out. See you in the next video.